Welcome to Shreveport Connection with Tommy and, of course, my sidekick,
Steven.
And this video is going to be about Smackdown, NXT, some other news that we just found out recently about the hulkster.
I will talk about that.
Or should we call it the Fster?
Yeah.
We'll go into that in detail later on, in just a few minutes. And also the internet show, NXT.
Boring.
Yeah, because there was some brief results, winners and losers, and that's it.
The endless season of NXT.
Yeah, really. And some breaking news also. Percy Watson is now on the Smackdown crew, on the roster.
Yeah, boy.
Jason Bateman has been added to the roster. And Consequences Creed is Xavier Woods, Dr. Xavier Woods, I should say, is doing dark matches for the Smackdown crew as well. And speaking of Smackdown, Smackdown General Manager Theodore Long taking control of the Raw Super Show this week. He announced on last Friday that SmackDown that David Otunga would face Great Khali on Raw, which did not happen, in a singles match. And despite the announcement being advertised on WWE.com, instead Otunga accompanied John Laurinaitis, nicknamed Laryngitis, ringside for the United States Championship match between Jack Swagger and Santino Marella, while Khali squashed Kurt Hawkins in the pre-show dark match.
Boring.
And Miz debuted a new t-shirt on Monday's Raw Super Show prior to his encounter with Big Show. The shirt, which was labeled the Miz Onslaught of Awesomeness, Augmented Reality Authentic T-shirt, is available for purchase on www.shop.com.
You know, Tommy, the Miz is nothing but a jobber now.
Yep.
He ain't won a title in so long.
I'm going to give him the Ultimate Jobber Award.
He needs to be released. He's a jobber now.
Former WWF star Killer Khan turned 65 years old Tuesday, while former WCW United States Heavyweight Champion David Flair turned 33.
Yeah, Ric Flair's boy.
Yep. One of them.
One of them.
WWE.com has published a photo gallery highlighting Lex Luger's career with World Championship Wrestling. I have yet to see it myself. Well, security guys that were on Raw from Monday night that escorted David Otunga and John Laurinaitis out of the building were independent wrestlers from the New England Pro Wrestling Academy. That was the local promotion. And their names were Mark Sherman, Max Bauer, Matt Taven, and Andy McKenzie. Michael McGillicuddy and Kurt Hawkins were stopped by police after Raw in Rhode Island. It might have been, it was Raw. After Raw, but were let go to their status as NXT superstars. The cops were kind of stupid. They're actually on the roster for Raw, but they just noticed them as internet stars, NXT.
Yeah, they got off.
Okay, you're on the internet. Okay, you can go.
Yeah.
Bad boy. Okay, what else we got? On Twitter is WWMC McGillicuddy, and I just got pulled over by Rhode Island State Troopers. They recognized us from NXT, and they did the hashtag. They let us slide, and that was the tweet that Kurt Hawkins had sent. Triple H, CM Punk, and Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho, and Cody Rhodes is now being advertised for the WWE live event at Madison Square Garden on March the 18th.
Yeah, that'll be boring. 6-man tag, you can't get much action.
That's your main event for SmackDown, which we'll go into detail in a very few minutes.
Yep.
Okay, WWE now advertising another confrontation between The Rock and John Cena for next week. Actually, the March 19th Raw Super Show from Philadelphia.
That's going to get boring.
And everybody knows by now the wrap-off for next week, or the rock-off. You rock your socks off.
I think it'll be pretty interesting how that plays out. Because last time they tried to do a rock off, Jericho didn't show up with his band. Remember? It was supposed to be John Cena versus Chris Jericho at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
John Cena retained the title.
And there was supposed to be one with Bill Goldberg as a rock concert.
Yeah.
And then there was one other one I was reading on another dirt sheet that I've forgotten. It was dealing with I think it was Punk or CM Punk. Okay, well, after that, of course, they advertised that there were 16,286 in attendance on Raw.
Good job, WWE.
At the TD Garden. And the latest on the WWE Divas at WrestleMania 28 is that officials are leaning towards holding a match on the pay-per-view instead of a dark match as previously expected. Speaking of which, they only have like 4 or 5 matches advertised anyways for a 4-hour show.
Well, they're working on it. I think the Miz will want
to you still got 3 weeks. Well, you can shove everything you got up their asses in 3 weeks.
The match between Randy Orton and Kane is probably going to happen. So that'll be 5. And then they might even do the Money in the Bank, even though Wade Barrett got hurt.
Right. Yeah, no, there will not be a Money in the Bank. Because they were scheduling Wade to win the Money in the Bank and probably cash in the same night.
I doubt it. It was John
well, okay. Cena commented after Raw during the right before the dark match that his brother, one of his brothers, has a health issue, and it's none other than cancer, and he's surviving for right now. And the dark match, okay, let me go back a little bit.
He was so happy he was going to drink a Jack Daniels and eat some Kung Pao chicken.
That was his comment.
The real feel-good moment in his hometown. The crowd popped him real big, which they actually kind of booed him in his hometown.
Yeah, they had some mixed reactions.
Yeah, normally that's how it goes.
Of course, they were told to take the anti-Cena posters away from everybody in the crowd.
Oh, well.
Recently.
Oh, well, get over it.
And Vince McMahon made an announcement to all talent last week to take it easy on John Cena during his matches so he won't get injured and lose all the money that they built up for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, at least the Rock.
So now you know John Cena's going to have some squash matches.
Great. More non-entertaining wrestling.
Okay, let's see. Former WWE superstar David Hart Smith and Savannah, other known as Angela Fong, were spotted at the WWE headquarters recently doing some motion capture work for THQ's upcoming WWE 13 game. Yeah. And you can see a picture of them at justpushstart.com. Nice to know you can still get WWE work after you've been released from the company. Smith makes sense to me, but he's also in with the TNA in the Ring of King project that's going on lately. And he's a tag team champion with another WWE former talent, Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Wednesday, TMZ supposedly reported that the legendary douchebag Hulk Hogan, who started off from wrestling and all that junk, was being spotted that he had a major adult film being shopped to a major adult film company. According to the website, the tape features a TNA wrestler superstar in a state of undress, naming an unidentified brunette female lying in the bed. A woman in question is not his ex-wife Linda or his current wife Jennifer. Supposedly that story is after Linda left him.
Yep. He just wants to get laid.
It was just wanting to get laid for 4 months till he found Jennifer, and then apparently that video surfaced. Yep.
And he's not answering true. He's not denying it. But he, from his comments later on in this same report that Stephen will let you know about.
Let's see. It would be incredibly sleazy if it is the case of a hidden camera capturing Hogan in the act. The Hogan camp doesn't appear to be disputing the existence of the video, as they use words if genuine rather than deny if the tape is legitimate. Meaning, Hogan said that, he messed around after 4 months trying to find somebody, and he don't really remember because he was on so many drugs, apparently. Yeah, what a great role model, Hogan. You're on your vitamins. You're popping your pill vitamins.
And you're saying your prayers.
Saying your prayers.
And you're believing in yourself, but you're believing in something else downstairs.
Hey, Tommy, he's all,
and afterwards, yes! Yes! Yes!
Believe me, nobody wants to see Hogan naked. That's just disgusting. Anyways, Tommy, let's go back to you.
Okay. Speaking of which, Hogan and Ultimate Warrior have had words on Twitter and also Facebook lately. As Ultimate Warrior went on Twitter to state that he has seen these so-called videos, and he's saying that he wrote, H8 sex tape. Don't need no more boring proof that Terry is impotent with tiny shriveled up balls. Just like Cena's missing balls. I think Hogan found them.
Lost balls.
And finding out that he's a lesbian is too much for even me, he wrote.
Of course, they always have that feud between the two of them because at WrestleMania 6, he got outwitted.
Yep.
The Hulkster got outwitted by.
And you want to finish up the legendary Hulk Hogan?
And the legendary Hulk Hogan publicly commented on his role in a sex tape, but his lawyer, David Houston, issued the following statement on TMZ. Terry is appalled in the unauthorized release of a secretly filmed video. Houston said Hogan neither approved of the filming nor the release of the same. It is clear that an outrageous invasion privacy and breach of trust. If it is genuine, we will take the necessary steps to enforce both civil and criminal liability.
And you already read the sleazy part? Okay, that was before Hogan made his reply to TMZ himself, and now for the reply that he did today.
Let's see.
He spoke to today about
he spoke today about the tape and then saying he was just blah, blah, blah. He was just out of his mind.
Yep. He claims he doesn't know who the woman was, so I guess he was apparently drunk.
He was
popping the pills. Or popping too many cherries.
He can't get cherries no more. He's too old. He can't even get her up, probably. He got to have some Viagra. Hulkster, you're getting too old with all that.
He did find Cena's missing balls, which is trending worldwide on Twitter.
Yeah. Now he's a Kong Pao bitch. It's trending worldwide on Twitter, too.
Keep trending, Rock.
Yeah. Because Cena can't.
Okay, some breaking news that we found out today. Karma, other known as Awesome Kong, lost her child that was reportedly born on December 31st of 2011.
That's incorrect.
And from what I read, I think it was fetal demise. And the reporter said he's planning to start a foundation to raise money for women that have experienced the same thing. And I need to go speak to my wife about that because we had also lost our first child.
And
with the same
Awesome
thing.
Kong,
so our prayers and sympathies are with you.
That's not something easy to go with.
Right.
All right. Former Intercontinental Champion Ahmed Johnson, it will be announced that he will be appearing at Wrestle Reunion 7 on March 31st and April 1st at the Miami Beach Deverdale Resort when they're doing WrestleMania. So that's a legendary guy right there. That's the guy that first ever won the body slam Yokozuna.
Lex Luger.
Well, he did afterwards. He was the second guy to do it, and it surprised Yoko, because that was when Yokozuna weighed like 600 pounds at the end of his career.
Let me go back a little bit, talk about Karma. Well, she recently said that she may return this year, she may not. She may just wait till she gets over her own little karma thing.
Because that's really bad.
Because it is very sad. Okay. Former Intercontinental Champion Ahmed Johnson has been announced to appear at Wrestle Reunion 7 on March 31st. Oh.
Yeah, it's all good.
At Miami Beach, he didn't say that.
Yeah, I did say Miami. I said Miami Beach Deverdale Resort.
Did you say the address?
No.
All right. Okay, 6701 Collins Avenue in Miami Beach.
I'm just giving Tommy a hard time.
Duville Resort, however you pronounce it. And the there's a new, apparently, tryout, and I'll let him read that for WWE. That was
Sammy Cullen and
Callahan.
Callahan. Do I my regards if I don't say it right, buddy. He's been impressing many people in recent weeks for his work in DG USA, Evolve, and KCW. Was backstage at a Raw and Smackdown and received a tryout with the WWE producers, but he did not perform at the live show. It was more like before no fans were in the building when he did the tryout.
Gotcha. Because it doesn't state in that. He read on another dirt sheet and found that out.
And apparently, SmackDown will be live April 10th, I believe the week after WrestleMania.
Yeah, 1 week after. Yeah. Not the week of, but afterwards.
Yeah.
Bruce Pritchard turned 49 years old. You know, the guy who released the info of Undertaker's supposedly last match at WrestleMania?
He was the Brother Love.
Formerly known as Brother Love.
And the last time we seen him, he was tombstone by the Undertaker.
And he is in TNA, directing and writing storylines.
Okay.
Creative at one point had last week planned to replace Kofi Kingston as R-Truth's tag team partner with Santino Marella as for comedy purposes. Though R-Truth and Marella partnered at weekend house shows, they didn't use it for TV. So that idea was nixed. Val Penis Morley turned 41 today.
Uh-huh.
He was born March 7th, 1991. Morley is politically active and complaining about anything.
Whoa.
I'm putting my own words in there.
He was born March 9th. That doesn't make sense, Tommy. Why would he be born March 7th, 1991 and he's 41 today?
That's the report.
Well, we got an error on that report.
That's an error on the report. We're going to make another report to that report.
He was born in March. It would be
41, so he would be my age. It would be 1968. 68 would make him 43.
It would be 71. It'd be 69.
So it'd be
70.
71.
69. It'd be 69.
Well, anyways, get on with it. Okay, well, speaking of, he's been expressing his political express to viewpoints and complaining anything about Matt Hardy or any of the Hardys, and often engaging in interesting political debates.
Because he's garbage.
You can follow him if you want to at ValVenusInt on at twitter.com.
Meaning douchebag.
Former WCW wrestler Craig the Pitbull Pittman turned 53 today. He was born March 7th, 1959. We should have read that right after that.
Yeah, that's right.
So now we know the year. Both of them same age. No, they would have been. Anyways. Like I said, 69.
Former wrestler, World Championship Wrestling wrestler Chick Sullivan is 65 today.
No, but that should be Kevin Sullivan.
Okay.
That's Nancy Benoit's former ex-boyfriend.
And he's still wrestling today.
I'll keep my mouth shut on that.
Indy
still ticked off on that.
In 2010, according to his Wikipedia page.
And spoiler news, Ted DiBiase gets injured during a Superstars match.
Yet again.
And he already had the wrist injury. Well, he breaks his ankle.
Yeah, poor Ted.
And he comments that, I can't catch a break. As he wrote on his Twitter. Follow him at twitter.com/Ted DiBiase. As he wrestled Jinder Mahal at Tuesday Superstar tapings, it was held prior to the Smackdown taping. The match was taped for Thursday's online show. And already commented that DiBiase already suffered wrist injury. And results for NXT, Tamina Snuka defeated Maxine. Johnny Curtis defeated Yoshitatsu. Darren Young defeated Jey Uso. Percy Watson, back on NXT again, defeated Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, boring. Titus O'Neil just needed to go away. And the spoilers for the WWE Superstars was Justin Gabriel beating Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal beating Ted DiBiase, even though Ted DiBiase wounded.
And the dark match prior to Smackdown, Xavier Woods defeated Hunico. Smackdown starts off with Lillian Garcia. And she starts off with a look at the United States title win by Santino Marella from Raw. And there is a cage hanging above the ring. Wonder what's going to happen.
Interesting.
The cage is lowered, and out comes David Otunga and John Laurinaitis. Laurinaitis announces Santino versus Swagger for the U.S. title in the cage.
So he wins it one night, and he comes back the next night later, and he's ever defend the thing.
Well, Santino retains the U.S. title against Swagger in the cage, and Ziggler tried to interfere, but got caught a pair of. Let's see what the mystery pair was. Cobras from Santino. So I guess he had over here and they were wet.
Vicky Guerrero accidentally hit Swagger with the cage door. Oh, good communication, guys. Santino, you're still the champ.
You got it, boy. Okay, and then they had a backstage segment with Teddy Long begging John Laurinaitis to cancel Oksana versus Kane, but he won't. Then Johnny Ace, laryngitis, then makes a match, but it's Teddy Long versus Laurinaitis for later, with the winner deciding if Kane should actually face Oksana, if it happens. But it would be stupid because the woman versus man thing.
It's not going to happen. Drew McIntyre comes to the ring, and John Laurinaitis is getting a shot to get his job back. His mystery opponent is the Great Khali. David Otunga comes out instead and reveals Drew's new opponent, Hornswoggle.
Horny, so he's rehired.
And look at the match. Hornswoggle gets actually injured.
Yep, Hornswoggle is also injured and gets sent to the hospital.
The second injury of the night. And then Mark Henry defeated Ezekiel Jackson. Oh yeah, black on black crime. All right.
Is that right?
And then apparently Teddy Long defeated John Laurinaitis, who was wearing black shoes and black spandex under his track shoes. Laurinaitis started the match by telling Teddy Long to lay down for him. And the cage came out, but Randy attacked him for an RKO to the floor. All this Teddy rolled up Laurinaitis for the win. That's pretty funny.
Kofi Kingston and R-Truth defeated Epico and Primo in a non-title match.
Setting up for WrestleMania probably there. This is the end here. Let's see.
Michael Cole brought out Sheamus and Daniel Bryan to the ring for a segment. AJ came out with Bryan, and then Bryan at one point was yelling at her and told her to shut up when she tried to talk. Cody Rhodes came out to pick some more on Big Show with some footage and WrestleMania history and some more. Show comes out, and so did The Miz and Randy Orton. So we got your six-man main event.
Well, the faces beat the heels, meaning the Big Show, Randy Orton, and Sheamus beat Cody Rhodes, The Miz, and Daniel Bryan. Kane came out after the match and brawled into the crowd with Orton. They fought back into the ring, and Orton countered chokeslam with the RKO to end the show. Everybody leaves home happy.
So we show them how to do that?
Okay.
Well, chokeslam! RKO!
Yeah. Well, let's see. We'll talk about the WrestleMania, what we think of it so far. So far, all the matches that are done.
Yep.
John Cena versus The Rock.
Yep.
We've got Triple H versus Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell. We've got Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
We've got CM Punk versus Chris Jericho for the WWE title.
Yep, that's 5.
And then possibly we're going to have Randy Orton
versus
Kane. We got the Big Show versus Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental title.
Yep.
And then they're probably setting up for Santino and Jack for the United States Championship. And then one of my other another match is going to be Kofi Kingston and R-Truth versus Epico and Primo for the WWE Tag Match. Since they're not having the Money in the Bank match.
Because Santino's now got the U.S. title, so they got to put that up for grabs. Yeah. Instead of Santino tagging with R-Truth and winning the tag team championships.
Yeah, but now they can maybe put the Miz in a match with somebody.
Yeah, well, I'd say Miz versus Hornswoggle.
I'd say Miz versus Drew.
Yeah, 2 heels.
Daniel's going at it. You never know.
Yeah, it says Ted DiBiase. They could have did that one.
Yeah, but he's
Miz versus Ted DiBiase, but he's injured now.
injured now,
Unknown about the details on his actual injury, if he can actual wrestle anymore. But since the report said it broke his ankle.
yeah. Yeah, he's done for a while.
Yep.
We feel for you, Ted. Don't worry,
Yep.
buddy. It's rough.
DiBiase posse, what damn hamburgers.
Well,
I'm still waiting on my Ted.
yeah, me too, but that'll come soon enough. Alright, this is Steven signing off.
And Tommy. See y'all. Well, y'all can see us next week. Same time, same channel.